Party's Gauteng spokesperson, Ntobeng Ntobeng, who has been out here on morning news today. Ntobeng, good morning. Thank you very much for your time. Is EFF going to be back on the streets this morning?
Well, it's not up to the EFF to be back on the streets. It's up to the communities with regards to going back to the streets. But let us categorically say that EFF distances itself from the looting and the vandalism that happened yesterday. Because I can tell you this, that by the time that the looting was happening, the EFF was delivering a memorandum to the municipal offices. So there could be no way that the EFF would be at Ntobeng at the same time while we're busy delivering the memorandum. So I don't understand this unfounded allegation that we were involved in the looting of the shops and the vandalism of the municipal buildings. Look, at around 3 a.m. in the morning, we saw a group of ANC people with ANC regalia. Around 3 a.m., 3:30, 4 a.m., gathering in some corners within the township. And when the looting happened, they were seen during the looting. So I think even for the MEC Mama Bolo to say that the EFF is involved in this criminal activities would be wrong. He was not there. I was there.
But how sure are you, Ntobeng, that none of your members were involved in this looting? Can you account for every single one of them at this time?
We can account for members of... Remember, EFF is a very structured organization. And we've got marshals that were ensuring that people who are marching are orderly. And all our members were at the municipal offices. So those who were left behind at the township were those pockets of ANC criminals who were doing the looting. And we are going to distance ourselves from such criminal activities. Yes.
All right, so you say you saw people in ANC regalia, but you can't confirm exactly that they might be ANC members. I suppose the investigation will have to follow hereafter based on your claims as well. What will happen today? I mean, like you say, it's not up to you, it's the community, but you started this protest. It was your initiative. You applied for a peaceful protest last week. This happened this week. Are you asking the community to go back on the streets?
We are going to go to a meeting with the community to get a mandate from the community to say what is to be done. After what has happened yesterday, after the ANC-led government sent their private hitmen to shoot innocent people involved in a very peaceful march. The residents are angry, I must confess. And in times like this, residents would want revenge of some sort. But we are not a party of revenge. We are a party of pursuing municipalities to ensure that they deliver services. So we are going to go down to the ground and speak to the communities, then we'll get the mandate from there.
All right, so is that what you correctly? You said the ANC sends their private hitmen among the police. Is that what you're alleging?
Well, I am categorically saying that the police have turned themselves to a private hitman, a company of hitmen.
Working for the ANC?
Yes, I mean, that's exactly. I mean, how do you then see people protesting and police without any warning and shooting at people? I mean, yesterday we regrouped next to the traffic department, and that is a place of safety. We are thinking that there is a place of safety. While we are there, they started shooting because they thought the march is going to turn out to be about maybe attended by 2,000 people, but they found that there were 7,000 people there. And they confessed that they've got a higher number than they expected, and they couldn't handle the people that were there. So we overheard one of them saying that, look, we cannot handle this, so many people, rather we need to disperse these people. That's how it all started.
But in terms of your allegations that they used live ammunition for the members that were injured, were they taken to hospital? Was it confirmed that they were hit with live ammunition?
Members were hit with live ammunition. Yes, they were taken to hospital, and we have opened a case against the SAPS.
You have opened a case
Yes.
in the area.
Yes.
Now, if you are going back to the streets today, if there are going to be further protests, whether it's today or whether it's tomorrow, what are you going to be telling your members? You've already distanced yourself from this violence. You say it's not how you operate.
Yes.
How are you going to ensure that something like this doesn't happen again?
Well, I think
the protests that you organize.
Yeah. Well, you know, the only thing that is going to ensure that we have a peaceful protest. I mean, I'm sure now that the ANC-led government in Randfontein is not going to give us the approval to go on a march again. But we are saying that communities will give us a line of march to say what we need to do. But what we are going to tell them is that there should be no looting. There should be no vandalism. I mean, we are going to raise our concerns and we are going to lead the communities in any other protest that will happen in the future. Yeah.
It does seem like the entire issue and what you initially set out to do has now sort of been forgotten, and the issue is now whether it was EFF, whether it was ANC members, who are the real criminals in this case. I mean, the issue itself seems to be buried under all of this back and forth.
I don't see what is the fuss about here, because I just said to you earlier on that while we were delivering a memorandum at the municipal offices, criminals of the ANC were busy looting. It's clear. We cannot be serving a memorandum here and yet going to Mohlakeng and looting. We were busy there at the same time. So how can we then be involved in the looting in Mohlakeng?
No, that's what I'm saying.
It doesn't make sense.
My point is not that your members were definitely involved. My point is that the actual issue, why you were protesting, has now been lost in all of what now seems to have become a political, whether it was EFF, or whether it was ANC, or whoever it was that was doing the looting. So how are you going to bring it back to the issue?
We are going back to the municipality, apply for another march, and a peaceful march this time. The police must come prepared, because they were not prepared yesterday. They were caught by surprise. They thought maybe they'll get 50 people to come and march, as per usual, with the other civic organizations that were there. It is EFF in town, and the numbers have grown. And we are going to come again to march with maybe even more than 10,000 community members. We've given them 7 days to reply. Failure to do so will apply more radical action.
So at the end of that term, thank you very much. That's EFF's party spokesperson, Ntobeng Ntobeng, and we are putting a call to the ANC for their response to these allegations made in this interview.
In other news, we focus on another protest that has been taking place, and that involves the Ndwi residents in Majakane in the northwest province.